All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com, and welcome to Night Moves here for Saturday, January 3rd. We've got two great NFL football games lined up as our featured attraction here on Saturday after we rounded out the most of the bowl season there on Friday with that four pack of games, and we'll get into the previews here in just a moment. Thank you for joining me here on the show. Get straightened up here and get ready to talk sports and sports betting with you here on Night Moves. We'll preview those two NFL games plus big cards in the NBA, NHL, and I think I'm going to try to look at the 10 biggest big games in college basketball if
Final.
you can stand it here over the next couple of hours. So thank you for joining me here on the show. And just talk about those games a little bit from yesterday, but we got to get right into the action. Hey, you can join me in the chat. Thank you for coming in, and you can comment on the game, say hello, like Sonny Schlotfield in here, talking with the Huskers and them. Nebraska's a basketball school, is what we're saying now, says Sonny. And Cal Dog here. He'll be ready to go with some of his picks for me for sure, especially in those big games, a big night of college basketball too. But yeah, Nebraska, one of the big stories of the day with that win over Michigan State yesterday. It kind of landed right on the spread. I had Michigan State in there, but I did call for an under for sure in that Big Ten battle, and it was real good defensive game, real good attacking defense. Came down the wire there, and Michigan State couldn't hit those free throws there. So, all right, and let's talk though a little bit. I just want to recap the football games here real quick, especially the ones late night there with a winner for us. Over on Tony's picks, went 2-1 in my picks on Saturday with college bowl action. I had the under in the game between SMU and Arizona. SMU led 24-0 at halftime. Fafita looked a little rough out there and kind of let them back there at the end. SMU survived. They had the turnovers was the problem there, and SMU got the win in the cover there. We had the under as our premium pick over there. We had the Wildcats on the show last night. Wake Forest over Mississippi State down after a field goal there in the first quarter. They ran the kickoff back 100 yards. That really fired them up. And then the Deeks had touchdown passes of 64 and 62 yards. A kid with his first career reception on a big touchdown bomb in a bowl game. That's what I'm talking about. Wake Forest won 4 in a row and 7 of their last 8 to end the season. We did have Wake Forest last night here on Night Moves. Also, Navy bombed Cincinnati. We had, I shouldn't say that tonight with Venezuela going on, but anyway, but Navy over Cincinnati there yesterday. We had them on Night Moves last night. Said Navy would rock them there. They averaged nearly 5 yards a carry rushing 51 times, just like we knew they would. And they won another bowl game. And Cincinnati was just a disaster by the end of the season, especially defensively, not only mentioning their players on offense that were out, but Navy rocked there, and we had them for you on Night Moves. And I had a premium pick winner with the game between Texas State and Rice. We told you to take Texas State here on the show, lay the big points, and we went premium with the under in the 41-10 win for Texas State as Jackson there, 173 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he ran for a touchdown as well. Texas State there was lead just 10-7 at halftime and pulled away, outgaining them 435 to 195. So I think it was overall a pretty good day over for me at Tony's Picks. I want to say hello also to Kevin in the chat here. Let me take you over there to Tony's Picks real quick. There were some guys that really tore it up here yesterday at Tony'sPicks.com. Like I said, I just went with the 3 football games and at 2-1, I'll take it. But look at the crew here. Let me bring it up and show you how well the Cappers did over at Tony'sPicks.com on Saturday. We had a pretty big card, and some of these guys really went after it and did a great job with their premium picks, including here. Let's take a look. You've got David Racy up there. You got Rod crushing it, solo undefeated. Vegas Al there, 4-0. Doubles was undefeated. DeAndre 3-1 in his picks yesterday as well. Just deep runs. I'm all the way down here, and I went 2-1. You see, I think everybody was in the profit there yesterday. Got to take a peek at DeAndre, our partner here on the show, and see what he did with his picks here. You're seeing it in real time like I am. But where we're gonna if it, we'll pick some other guys now and then, but we got DeAndre off another winning day. We'll take a look at it here. FIU over New Mexico State in that basketball game. He also had the under as a winner, Marist St. Peter's. And he was like me. He went with Siena. You know what? I like Siena too. Hope it wasn't off the show there, DeAndre, when I was talking about him on the show here. Oh, I think maybe I was talking about another show, but also DeAndre with Washington State in that game over Loyola Marymount there in the WCC. So check him out. Check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com. See, DeAndre's got his best bet up here for Saturday. You can click on the All Cappers tab. That's how you can find, well, let's see. Yeah, you can find me under the All Cappers tab. Click on the handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. I had my couple of winners there, like I said yesterday. Let's take a look here with Arizona. There it is, the under there in Arizona, 24-19. And then we had Rice and Texas State game to go under there as well. And the game we went over, it went under. They all went under, I guess, there on Thursday. What day is it here as we get into the new year for sure? Man, we're down to 30 football games or so here now with 1 week of regular season play plus the playoffs. And then we've got 3 more football games. Don't forget, we get the FCS championship on Monday night. And then we've got the final 4 teams of the college football playoffs. So, all right, and check me out over at Tony'sPicks.com, and I'll be rolling winners here as well this weekend starting tomorrow. I'm going probably with a lot of college basketball here on this great Saturday card. We'll talk some action here in just a little bit. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages, including mine here. This is for all the cappers on the individual day packages where we have the 3 packs or more over on the site. Use that promo code TonyT. These packages here you see here are already heavily discounted, so go ahead and use the promo code TonyT for those individual day packages. Okay, appreciate you listening to that. We're going to get into some of the action right now. Oops, where am I? As soon as I say hello to a few more folks in the chat, and then we want to talk some games here on the show. Timmy Choo Shoes, he's ready to go. Ron Jeff is ready to go. So everybody's here. So now that we can start, Kawhi Brooks in the chat. Nice to have Kawhi Brooks here today. Hope he's ready to go with some picks with me. Also, Mr. Wester's here. He says he wants some NHL tonight as well. And hey, there's a big soccer card tomorrow too. I know Mr. Wester's going to appreciate a big overseas soccer card here with EPL 4 games, 5 in Serie A, 4 here in La Liga, and 3 in France as the leagues kind of wind up here a little bit. Well, we got some cappers here on the site that love making those picks in those European leagues, including me when there's time. But man, with this college basketball card, Stand on Biz, he went to the Duke Mayo Bowl. We had it. We had Wake here on the show last night, and Stan Don Biz was there sucking down some Duke's Mayo over there. All right. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go. Let's get to the action here. We had plenty of winners we can talk about as we get to those segments. Maybe we'll recap the day in NHL. We had another winning day, man. You can't wait to talk hockey. You know it. But we got to get to the NFL here tonight, and let's get going with our big games, man. We know what's on the line. We just got to pick the winners or maybe the total. We'll see what you guys like when we go to the big game in the NFC South with the Panthers taking on the Bucks here on Saturday. Note the times here. Typical Saturday nowadays with the games 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific here in Tampa, and the Bucks favored for the most part here by 3. Total 43 here in this one, but want to hear from you coming in. Tampa, they've failed to cover now in 8 straight games. What makes you think they're going to cover in this one? Right now, they've lost 7 of their last 8 coming in. We know that Carolina's had trouble with this team, though. Tampa's won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two. Carolina, long term, they still have lost 15 of their last 20 games on the road, but we know it's been different this year with Carolina. And yeah, maybe they actually slipped up here a little bit. They were a little bit more snug in the driver's seat. Actually, coming into the last couple weeks, but kind of, they're not quite ready for prime time, if you know what I mean. Meanwhile, for Tampa Bay, it is still a case of been there, done that, right? I mean, you're the champs for years and years and years until you finally get beat. But is this the beat right here with uh, uh, Carolina coming in here maybe with a little bit more momentum because of Tampa Bay's struggles here right now just to get anything going. Can't cover a spread for the life of them. Barely can win a game. Carolina at least has a couple of wins here of late. Of course, they beat Tampa a couple weeks ago at home, 23-20. So, yeah, you know what? It could be coming down to a field goal again with these two. Why not? But hey, you're getting the 3 points with Carolina. They can easily win this game here. Of course, remember they beat LA 4 weeks ago. Did lose that game to New Orleans. That was really the costly one for them. They lost to Seattle. I mean, I took them last week. I don't really have total faith in Seattle still here, despite all their success right now. And maybe I just thought the travel, but Seattle, man, they just do it on the road too. That wasn't a great call. Carolina 9-5 against the spread as an underdog. Tampa Bay 3-7 against the spread as a favorite. Just 1-6 against the spread at home. You'd really have to buck a lot of trends for Tampa Bay to get over the hump here on this one. Maybe the 3 points are low enough for you to do so, but losses here at Miami versus Atlanta at home versus New Orleans at home as well. I mean, those are the ones they blew it. That allowed Carolina to kind of jump into the lead there. And then now you're in this predicament, if you will, with the one game pretty much to win it all. We know there's another little tiny series of events that got to happen here as well. But let's see what you got in the chat here in this one between the Panthers and the Bucks here. Carolina's gone under in 6 of their last 8 games. They're also just 2-5-1 last 8 division road games against the spread. Carolina, of course, they win the South if the Falcons beat New Orleans. Carolina wins if they win or tie this game. Also, Carolina right now 0-6 straight up, 1-5 ATS in their last 6 visits here into Tampa, and Tampa has won 10 of the last 12 meetings between the two. So there's all kind of intersecting zeros, as a man once said here. But let's see what you have in this one. Tampa 6-1 to the over at home this season, but Carolina just 3-5 to the under. And that Carolina win that they had over Tampa was just the first win after a series of losses. Okay, to the Bucks. Let's see what you got here. All right. Stand on Biz going under here. Cal Dog likes the Panthers. Timmy Two Shoes says having Mike Evans, been in and out, right? And there were times where they were without Evans for extended periods of time this season. And did some of the games there kind of, were that the ones that they were losing a little bit? Yeah, maybe so. Werfs has also been hurt, but he's in this game now. Baker's still got that shoulder injury there, that shoulder sprain there. And got to consider the other possibilities in there. Evans receptions and receiving yards for Timmy Two Shoes. Stand on Biz says, right, and Baker hasn't been good. He has not been good. And let's see there. I think that's what Mr. Weskers is saying in there. That, can Young outperform Baker in a game like this? Can the rest of those players have big games for Carolina where they have such struggles. It's really a contrast of things going on with this one, doesn't it? Kawhi says, just go with the under in this one. You got to think it's under City, man. It's going to be a real struggle out there, it feels like. Okay, maybe that's what we'll have to do here. Not a lot of confidence in there. And Mr. Weskers knows the percentages, with the playoff situation. I might have said the wrong team name in there when I was reading those possibilities there. All right, let's see here. Stan Don says Baker anytime touchdown. Panthers secondary doing well. Mr. Wesker says, he wants to know, kind of like when you're sitting there and the you got on Sunday, right? We got the early set of games and then the late set of games, and we'll know a little bit more. All right. I'll take the under then. It looks like just too much trepidation in the chat. Let me take the under as my play here on night moves. I kind of like Carolina, but we haven't really seen a lot of conviction from the chat. So just go on to the next one. I think you guys really made all the plays you can. I really didn't see any consensus at all in there from the panel as well. So, okay, let's just move on then. The late game here on Saturday with the Seahawks taking on the Niners here. And look, Seattle certainly on a roll here. Niners are as well. But Seattle's earned favoritism on the road. Maybe their momentum is just a little bit stronger right now. San Francisco, was definitely a work there to get past the Bears in that last game, but they didn't cover the spread. Still, for Seattle, it was impressive to go on the road to get that win over Carolina in such dominating fashion. However, they failed to cover before that at home against Indiana and LA. They really are road warriors, though. It seems like these Seahawks right now with that 7-1 spread record on the road. The Niners just 3-4 against the spread at home, 2-3 against the spread as an underdog. So the situation presents itself as a Seattle spot here for sure. But again, you have a Niners team that who would have thunk it here, still just a win away from getting back into the driver's seat. The crazy thing about the NFC is, you could go from first place to seventh place here, I think, in a matter of just the weekend here right now. So go ahead and get your picks ready with the Seahawks favored here on the road by 2.5 over San Francisco here. Now, look, we know that San Francisco been depleted here for sure, and on defense for sure. They're talking now about getting Fred Warner back if they get to the NFC Championship. But I mean, why would you even kind of speculate on that, right? Rashid Shaheed, probable concussion symptoms. Kobe Bryant, doubtful here coming in for Seattle. Josh Jones, questionable. Pearsaw's questionable. Trent Williams is questionable here for the Niners as well. McCaffrey and Kittle are both on the injury list, but they're both probable for the game. So let's see what you have in this one. We'll take a stab at it here with the Niners and the Seahawks. Final. 49ers have won 6 straight. They rolled here, averaging over 41 points per game in the last 3 games. They're 1-3 as an underdog this season against the spread, and 1-5 in their last 6 rolls as a home underdog. Not their best spot. 6 of the Niners' last 7 wins were all by double-digit points here, but they're 5-11 against the spread. Last 16 coming off of a win, 1-7 ATS in their last 8 division home games. Niners have gone over in 6 of their last 8. This is going to be a struggle. Man, is this going to be a struggle. I love the under here. I'm probably just going to take 2 totals because of my opinion on the game might be in contrarian mode. Let's see what you guys start to say here in this one. The Niners outgained the Seahawks 380 to 230 in that 17-13 win at Seattle, but that was in week 1 when the Niners were a little more healthy, particularly defensively. The Niners have still won 7 of the last 8 games in this series. Okay, here we go. San Francisco stand on biz. He's going to go on the extendo there. And Mr. Wesker says, yeah, they might not be quite healthy enough maybe to win this game, huh? Purdy interception, Darnold interception. I kind of want to side with Purdy in the game over Darnold here. Look, we're not playing the Carolina Panthers here. And it is a second consecutive road game. No matter how good you are, man, on these road games for Seattle, hey, they're catching the Niners at the right time. The Niners are not going to be entering this situation. Look, I bet the Niners. I think it's well known here. Myself and some other great cappers were talking Niners to win the Super Bowl at 15-1 or better just a few weeks ago because of this situation. Getting this game at home right here, right now to win this game and get all the games at home in the playoffs. It's still an underdog against this hot Seattle team. And I trust this organization a lot, this 49er organization with John Lynch in charge and keeping the depth very solid, even with these injuries. Okay, here we go. We're getting more coming in here right now. Andre says San Francisco, no doubt, but he says Niner Nation for life. So I know, hey, I don't mind the home. We got a pretty objective crowd here. All right. What is Calda? Over the streets will empty here at game time. Okay, Teflon to Don on the Niners here. A lot of field goals here. I want to take a side in this game. I don't want to go with 2 totals here on the show, but I think I've already said what I like. Stand on biz, limit the run, make JSN beat you. San Francisco's got too many weapons. Under 2, the weather there in Seattle. We're going to get some typical weather. And it just feels like coaching. Look, hey, Seattle's been the beneficiary of some great coaching, but we still got the man in San Francisco. Could these guys be on the run here to try to control the ground game? Purdy, anytime touchdown. I want to say hello to, is that Solo in the chat? Good to see Solo, if it is, or any Solo for that matter. Solo number 1. I mean, it's got to be our Solo. Here, Mr. Wesker's poor Seattle. They can't win the big game. Is it gonna come down to that again? Taking on these experienced Niners, getting my confidence up here to make my call on the Niners here. LALB, Bucks and Niners. Andre says you got the best coach around in Shanahan here. All right. See if we can't get some more here. One favorite, one dog. Remember Darnold in Minnesota? He's going up against a tough, even if the Niners are shorthanded defensively, they've got a lot of guys. It's just that Seattle's pretty darn staunch right now defensively. There's no doubt. And Timmy said they've got them all over the field as well. All right. Yeah, we don't even worry about Ayuk anymore. We've got Jennings, we've got Robinson, even Kendrick Bourne, right? We think of the Niners maybe a little bit short in the receiving core. I don't know if they are. How about when Kittle was out and Tonjes was great in that game, right? Basically steps up, has a career game right in the place of, and that's where the system starts to become apparent, right? All right, raining and windy, huh? Yeah, I think it's supposed to start out clear, said the AccuWeather forecast, and then it starts to rain mid-game with gusts there 15 miles an hour, and then rains for the remainder of the game. Who will that help? I mean, we know Seattle can play. We know Seattle can play in the rain, but we also know Seattle plays on a turf field and the Niners have a grass field. All right. And that slows the game. That, I think no matter how you look at it, rain and grass, that equals slower, right? Slower. Robinson here, 20 carries. 20 carries? Is that 20 carries? No, that can't be 20 carries. 20 yards. 20 yards. 20 yards for Robinson. It's got to be 20 yards, of course. 20 carries. Yeah, you get 20 carries if McCaffrey went out. What am I thinking? Okay. Hey, Super Kick Party is here. Great to get all your comments, man. I think I'm just gonna stand on business. How about the story about the Buffalo Bills tunnel on ESPN today? That was a good story. All right, let's see. CMC Oberyn his receptions. Okay. Hey, I got to go with a side here, and I'm going to go with the Niners. You guys got my confidence up to make it my pick here on the show. Maybe I was actually going to use it as a premium, but I think I like the look. This is a division game. This game always goes under. You guys, come on. Let's get serious here. When you've got the season on the line, division opponents, not all the games go under in Seattle, San Francisco. I mean, last year they had a game score 60 points. But when you get last game of the season, especially when they put it on the special TV game, I don't even have the stats for this one. This is going off the memory test here. I mean, when you get the division teams playing, and maybe the other one's a little bit low, but I still think it's going under. But the total setup game, man, it is a defensive game for sure. I think this one at 47, to me, feels like kind of a joke between these two. I know that there's the Niners going to have some explosive guys also in there. Yeah, and Kittle's still got that questionable tag here, right? Even heading into the action here. Actually, it was listed as probable here now, but there's no doubt yesterday they were talking about his ankle really has not maybe responded like he's needed, but he expects to play, so he's probable here. 23-17. I think we got all the Tonjas anytime TD there, right? Because maybe they will have to, and he proved it, right? Tonjas proved it. He could step in there and do this. So Kittle will play, says SF Niner. Are they wearing those all black uniform? Wow. Okay. I'm taking them then there, but look, this is going to be a low-scoring defensive knockdown drag-out, I think. And they're going to see a lot of CMC, a lot of carries, I think. All right, and maybe Purdy to out-duel Darnold. Okay, you guys did it. 2 games, that was it. We got so much else to cover here starting with the NBA here on Saturday. You guys have done commenting there. Let's go to the action here with the Timberwolves taking on the Heat. In this one, you've got the Wolves favored on the road here, 2.5 and 237 to get us started here on the NBA card. We brought you some winners here on Night Moves last night. We had the Spurs, we had the Wizards here on the show last night, and also brought home a couple other winners here. I think we did anyway with the Lakers. We had the Lakers last night, but I think we had a sub 500 day on the show. So hopefully get it right here with these matchups, and let's get right to the action here with the Timberwolves taking on the Heat. All right, Timberwolves on the road in this one. They've won 11 of their last 16 games coming into this one, although covered just 2 of the last 6 meetings against Miami overall. Miami's won 4 of their last 5 coming in. They've covered 5 of their last 6 games overall. They've been a solid cover, and they've won 4 in a row here right now with wins over Atlanta, Indiana, Denver, and Detroit. Covered them all, actually. They're 20-13 against the spread overall, and 12-5 against the spread as an underdog. Meanwhile, Minnesota, one of the worst spread teams in the league, 13-21 ATS, including 10-18 ATS, as a favorite. Uh, Minnesota definitely been going under as a favorite, 12-16 to the under, and they've also gone under in 7 of their last 9 games overall. Miami's gone under in 9 of their last 13, and 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Let's go to the chat. I mean, I think I'm going to trend it up here with these two, and kind of feel like that's the way this one's going to go, the way these two teams are going right now. And Miami getting a couple of points here at home. Let's go to the chat in this one, see what you have to start us off. The Wolves on the road here. I know the Sharps are going to be on Minnesota in the over, I'm sure, but I don't think I'm going to be. All right. Okay, here. Oh, Andre says, what about the injury report in this one? Okay, he likes the Heat here. And I think we're dealing with the same situation with Miami here. Let me see if we can't get the latest. But Hero here is still out currently. Larson questionable. We got Jovic now probable here. Bam probable. So Shannon is questionable. Shannon's out for the Timberwolves here. Cal Dog like in Miami. And let's see here. Under if Hero playing, over if not. Well, he's not playing for sure, but I don't know if I like the over. Mr. Western says Miami ATS, probably an outright win. I'll go with Mr. Westers, and here I'm going to go with Miami as my play. I think I do like that under, but I think this one much stronger right now, especially when you're dealing with, like I said, Miami, one of the best spread teams going. We've been riding them a lot, and now they're hot again. So I think we want to keep with them here. And there's Gobert, rebounds, and Ant, his assists. And the Wolves here all of a sudden have lost 3 out of their last 4. The only win was at Chicago. They even lost to Brooklyn here. Bam to get assists as well. All right. Let's go on now to the Hawks taking on the Predators. Atlanta comes in 17-19, winners of 2 straight. They knocked off here the Timberwolves and the Knicks for a couple of impressive victories. They've also covered in 4 straight. However, Toronto here did lose to Denver last time out, but also failed to cover in that one. Still, Toronto here, they do have some positive things going for them. And man, I just like this matchup for them. Atlanta has had trouble in this series with Toronto. Toronto actually dominates Atlanta overall, and I think that's what's going to carry this one. Toronto has not been a great cover for sure. They're just 6-12 ATS at home. Atlanta's 12-7 ATS on the road. Toronto also just 7-14 ATS as a favorite, and Atlanta 13-6 ATS as a dog. But Atlanta's 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games against the Raptors, and also Toronto's 13-7 against the spread their last 20 at home against Atlanta. And just the fact that they've, like I said, to me, it's been mostly a Toronto series. So I think I'm just going to end up on Toronto here and laying the points in this one. Maybe the under gets my call as far as the total's concerned. Toronto is 7-14 to the under as a favorite. Atlanta's 12-7 to the over on the road. But Atlanta's also gone under in 4 of their last 6, and Toronto's gone under in 8 of their last 10 and 4 of their last 5 at home here. Let's see what you got in the chat. Maybe I'll fill in the blank. All right, here we go with Cal Dog. He's on the Hawks in this one. And Timmy says he's gonna take Toronto here after what happened in that game against Denver, losing that game on the 3-pointer there, 106-103. Mr. Westcott says maybe we got a trap here. Maybe we got a tarp. All right, Hawks. If Trey don't play, I don't think anything's changed here yet in this one. He's questionable. Actually, it looks like he's moving closer to a return. We'll see. Podol is out here. All right. All right. Not a lot. There was some Atlanta. Let me go. Let me go with the under here as my official play then on the show. Under at 232 between these two, and I'll make that my official play. Right, 76ers are taking on the Knicks. Sixers here, a 2.5, 3.5 point dog, total 232 coming into this one. So Sixers have won a couple in a row here with wins over Memphis and Dallas. The Knicks, meanwhile, have a couple of losses coming in against San Antonio and last night against Atlanta. We know the Knicks are the king of the home court here with a 14-5 spread record coming in, but the Sixers are one of the best spread teams in the league as well. They're 11-3-1 against the spread on the road. If anything, though, the Knicks have been actually struggling here of late. 1-8 ATS overall, so that might make you back off of them immediately because we know Philly, all of a sudden they're playing. They just beat Memphis. They beat Dallas. Yeah, they lost a few games back in there, but still one of the better teams overall. And they've covered a few games here of late, going 6-3 against the spread in the last 9. Philly's gone over in 4 of their last 6. The Knicks have gone over in 4 of their last 5. But 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The teams met back on December 19th, and Philly ended their losing streak to the Knicks with a 118-107 victory as a 6.5-point dog on the road. The Knicks had won the previous 2 meetings here this season and covered the spread, including one of those here at home, 99-84. Let's go to the chat and see what you have in this one. 76ers and the Knicks here. Knicks have still won 15 of their last 20 overall, and Knicks have beaten Philadelphia in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. Can they get it going? I think this is what Mr. Westers was talking about with some of these TARP games here. Here we go. And Mr. Westers likes Philadelphia heavy in this one. But he says, don't try. He's just going with his gut, I think. Let's see here. Knicks will get up for this one. Cal Dog is on the over. And Mr. Westwood says, I can maybe a futures bet here on the Sixers to win the Eastern Conference. Andrew says Sixers in the points. Take Maxey. Take Edgecombe. Dak Kush King liking the Knicks here. Yeah, like I said, it's the Knicks right now that they might have the advantage of best home spread record, but they're also going up against a team with really the best road spread record, one of them anyways, right? Top 2 or so. So that kind of neutralizes that, in my opinion. Now, you can't neutralize the fact that New York has been dominating in this series here of late, but I think the other caveat to that is the fact that the Knicks are 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games. That's an immediate trend, right, that we're seeing the reflection of here. So I got to take the Sixers here in this one on the road, maybe even to get this win right now. We'll see if the Knicks get back on track. This would probably be the opponent they're supposed to do it against. But what is their situation? Why have they looked so poor here over these last games? Now, granted, they beat Cleveland, Atlanta, and New Orleans. We talked about it before, but they failed to cover in all those games, not quite playing up to par to cover the numbers. Okay. All right, here, let's see. Edgecombe assist for SF Niner. All right. And Mr. Weskers, he said he just likes him. He just likes him here. Okay, I'm going to take him too. Here we go. Let's keep it moving here with the Trail Blazers and the Spurs now. With the Spurs favored in this one by 8.5, 238, and this one's gone down. 8. Now we're up to 8.5, 238.5 or so. Is that right? Man, that's some movement here to the under in this one. With the Trail, I don't know if I'm buying it. Let's see what we got, though, here with the Spurs. In this one, San Antonio's won 7 of their last 9. They're 13 of their last 17 games at home this season. Also, Portland just 2-4 against the spread. Their last 6 against San Antonio, going just 1-5 straight up in those games. But we know that the Spurs are the much better team. Still, Portland's gone under in 7 of their last 8, including 5 of their last 7 on the road. San Antonio's gone under in 4 of their last 5 overall, but 8 of the last 12 meetings between these two teams have gone over. San Antonio 9-6 ATS at home, but Portland 14-8 ATS on the road. It's actually a good spot for Portland in general here. Portland did win a meeting last year at home against San Antonio, but San Antonio here won all the previous 6 meetings outside of that one. So let's go to the chat here. This one a little bit tricky here for sure, but what you got in the chat? This one, Portland getting these points on the road here. All right. Maybe this is just slightly their spot a little bit. San Antonio has not been a great favorite. If the spread's gone up here a little bit. All right, let's see here. Portland and the points. Portland plays well on the back-to-back, says Dak Kush King. Got that little reverse psychology play a little bit. Both teams, of course, coming in on the back-to-back, but Portland with back-to-back road games here after playing in New Orleans. This is the 3rd game of the road trip for them. San Antonio actually was in that, kind of that weird where they were at home against the Knicks on New Year's Eve, quickly went to Indiana, and then now they're back here for a home game. Right, Mr. West says it could just be closer. It's a little bit of a neutralizer. Hey, I want to say hello to It's JNR in the chat. Nice to have JNR in the chat. He's on the Blazers here on the money line, and a VF here for SF9er with the assists. Hey, if you guys are on it, I'm going to be on it too. I'm going to take the Blazers here to cover the spread in this one on the road against the Spurs. Now, we touch on the Wemby injury and the status here. The fact that this spread is up to 8.5 or 9 clearly indicates that it looks like Wemby will be back in there tomorrow. He's listed as questionable right now, but I mentioned 8.5. I'm actually seeing some 9s out there right now. So I think it's clear that Wemby is probably going to be able to make the lineup tomorrow, which is amazing because I think they were talking about it more. We talked about it last night. Would be more of an extended injury absence, but maybe that is not the case here with that hyperextended knee. Didn't they say a week or longer? But to me, this says in because of the 9 here. Vassell is out still. Portland Grant is questionable right now, but I'm going to take Portland here though for sure. All right. That's right, Mr. West, because you just tune into me here. I've got the best injury information. I think everyone knows I'm on top of these injuries better than the average poster on X. How's that? All right. Let's move to the next one here with the Hornets taking on the Bulls in this one. Yeah, the Bulls here favored by 2. Total 237. The Bulls are 500 right now. Charlotte comes in 11-23. Loses of 3 straight. Lost to Milwaukee, Golden State, and Milwaukee twice, as a matter of fact. But I don't know if I want to overlook them here. I think the Hornets are getting some attention here. Another trap line here for Mr. Wester's there, right? You got the Bulls here, winners of 2 straight. Now, both teams played last night. Charlotte, of course, lost to Milwaukee, but did cover the spread. We were on Charlotte there. I was on Charlotte in that one. Chicago, meanwhile, with the win versus Orlando, 121 to 115, 121-114, as they got the money as an underdog there in that one. So see what you got here with these two. I think, if anything, though, let me hear what you guys have to say, but you do have a Chicago team here, 6-12 to the under at home this season, and Charlotte 11-18 to the under as a dog. They've gone under in 12 of their last 18, and the Bulls have gone under in 9 of their last 11 games at home right now. So this total, I think, has already dropped from No, it's actually gone up a couple of points, man. I like the under in this one. Give me the under here with Charlotte and Chicago here. The two teams met a few weeks ago. They did play for 255 points in a Bulls win as a 3-point favorite. They won and covered. They won by 3, covered 2.5. Also, Charlotte won at home, 123 to 110 in the first meeting between these two. I guess I'll just take the under here, but I don't mind. I mean, this line is 2. To me, that says Charlotte is ready to be very competitive in this game. Giddey is still out. Kalkbrenner questionable. Plumlee out. Kobe White out. And other Bulls out as well. Flowers, Ulbrich, and Collins all out. So they are missing cluster injuries here a little bit for the Bulls. I'd probably favor the Hornets, but give me the under as the stronger pick, I think, here right now. All right, we'll see some plays in the chat. Hornets played a real humdinger. Yeah, they looked good last night. I was on them. I think that's what you're talking about here. They probably could have won that game. Cal Dog liking the Hornets here. And Buzelis 4-3. Mr. Wesker's talking about that. Just when you're in doubt, just lob it up to Giannis, they said. And Bulls money line for Dak Kush King. All right, I just like what I saw from the Hornets last night. It is very interesting. I think if anything, I think it's bad. Should I say it's value on the Bulls? Can I really say it's a value on the Bulls, even though I might like the Hornets? I mean, that looks like a low spread, but I prefer maybe the Hornets. Give me the under. Here we go. Next up. Rockets and Mavs action here for Saturday. Mavs coming in just 12-23. Rockets 21-10. Houston's won 4 straight. Dallas has lost 4 straight. I kind of want to take Dallas here, you guys. I don't know about you, but look, Houston 12-7 ATS on the road, but Dallas 14-11 against the spread as an underdog here, and Dallas won the last meeting at home here, 122-109. Could be revenge, but Houston already won at home, 110-102. They didn't cover the spread in that one. Dallas did. So Dallas has had a little bit of stumbles here of late, no doubt, with the 4 straight losses to Golden State, Sacramento, Portland, and then Philly. Houston, meanwhile, with wins over the Lakers, Cleveland, Indiana, and Brooklyn. So I don't know. I probably want to take Dallas here, but let's go to the chat. Maybe you guys can talk me off of it. Dallas is 1-6 against the spread. Their last 7 games overall, 1-6 straight up. Houston, though, 1-5. ATS last 6 games here in Dallas. And also Houston has gone just 6-12 in their last 18 games overall against Dallas. And, some of it with the current personnel structure, some of it with the other, but that's okay. Houston's won 4 of their last 5. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but I think just the fact that Houston's gone over in 6 of their last 9 games, and Dallas has gone over in 8 of their last 12, and 226 is an achievable number here, I think. The last one went for 231, the game in here in Dallas. Let's go to the chat, and then maybe I'll make the choice between my 2 picks in this game. It's going to be JNR, likes Dallas to win this one on the money line. Şengün with the rebounds for SF Niner. And they always fizzle, do the Mavs, says Mr. Weskers. Yeah, it's going to be a learning curve, I think, with this Mavericks team when you're relying on your young man to be the big star. Here, Şengün double-double. Mavs and the points here for Dak Kush King. I like the Mavs in this one. Give me the Mavs and plus the points here. And, I probably would, I think the total, I think over, though, here. I mean, just to wrap it up, mention those streaks with the teams on the over there. And also Houston 17-12 to the over as a favorite, 12-7 to the over on the road. All right, a few more here. Rockets buy it down, says Cal Dog. JNR, though, did say under. Mavs and the points for Timmy Two Shoes and flag under in his rebounds, says SF Niner. Jazz and Warriors here, action for Saturday night. We saw the Warriors last night. Hey, they mailed that one in. You know what? That's all there is to it. I mean, they're a veteran team. Sometimes when you get a couple of injuries in key areas, I think you just say, "Hey, look, we're up against a tough team." Talking about the Warriors and their loss to OKC, right? Yeah, you could say, "Hey, let's go all out tonight and use some of those players who are marginal." Or we could just rest them up and make sure we get at least one of two wins against Utah and not have to go in both games with kind of skeleton crews and try real hard against this OKC team. That's what it feels like, and that's why the Warriors are double-digit favorites tonight. They'll be, mostly healthy when going in. They passed. They passed on last night's game. It seems like, right? I mean, I think Butler and Curry will be back tomorrow. And we'll see Melton on the injury list there with questionable. Kuminga questionable as well. Draymond probable. I think they'll be fielding a pretty good lineup for Markkanen. Meanwhile, you got to wonder. He missed the last game, so will he be in this one? Utah lost that game to the Clippers. And my bad. I took Utah in that game. They were covering pretty much the whole way until the fourth quarter. The Clippers pulled away and got another big double-digit win. So my bad going with Utah on that one. But they gave them a battle there for quite a while before that fourth quarter, and they got outscored by 16 points in the fourth, only scored 20 points. So, look, I think the Warriors will be back on with a vengeance here in this one, probably is what I'm thinking. But let me hear from you, because it'd be just too easy to go with the total over here. Maybe that's what we should do at 238. I mean, these two teams are 42 and 26 to the over. Utah's 18 and 11 to the over is a dog. Golden State 16 and 8 to the over is a favorite. Utah does go under a little bit on the road, but again, I think as a dog, that's probably not their situation. They've gone over in 10 of their last 14. 5 of the last 7 in the series have gone over as well. So let me take the over. I'll do it. I'll take the over. Maybe that's a little bit more secure than worrying about will the Warriors. Because, look, last night on the show here, we knew the status of those guys were questionable, and I thought they might even make the lineup. And that wasn't the case. So it ends up, right, we were on the Warriors, and, it didn't matter if they were getting whatever it was last night when we were on the show here. They were getting, 9 points at the time, and they end up going up as a 14-point underdog in the end. And lost by 37 points. Worst loss. There was some historic significance of the amount of points. Maybe it was just the worst loss of the season. I don't know. I thought they said worst loss in the last 2 seasons or something like that. So Warriors got blasted. Now they're favored by 12.5 points tonight. You tell me what's going to happen. Utah, Utah's had their moments, but again, they ended up getting blowed out. Okay, maybe we got some picks here. Draymond to get ejected, says Mr. Weskers. Also, that was a poor. And hey, you know what? Poor. Was it the Amazon game last night? Right? It was Amazon last night, or was it Peacock? Whatever it was, I don't even know which games are on, which networks have what night anymore. Tony's the best at that. I used to be great at that. Okay. They should invent a thing where you just go like this, and each number would be a different channel. That'd be a lot easier. All I got is a bunch of squares on my TV, and I got to find the right one. Do they have AI? Can I just try to say it? Okay, it's JNR on the under here. Quit whining, Ramon. Moody for the threes. Jazz money line here. And Keontae threes. And he will be in. I think I read off the key injuries in that game. So, all right, I'm going to take the over for sure, but I might think it's going to be a blowout. And we got finally a very intriguing game here with the Celtics taking on the Clips, right? Because you've got the Clippers here all of a sudden on absolute fire, destroying teams by double digits for 6 straight games right now, including that last one. And Boston here also very, very hot. Yeah, they did lose one on the road to Portland. This is their 5th straight road game, and this is a late Saturday night game here against the hot Clippers. And it seems like the Clippers are all of a sudden back. They're back. But also, Boston's playing well. So let's see what we're going to do here with this one. Clippers are just real hot here, covering 8 of their last 10 games overall. They've won and covered 6 straight. Boston just 2-7 against the spread, last 9 versus the Clippers. Could that be really the deciding factor in who you might want to take? The Clippers are 8-11 or 5-11 against this. Let me see here. 6-10 against the spread at home. Clippers might actually be the favorite now. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. Let me flip flop this. That's going to change things a little bit. Maybe it's 1, but it could be 1.5. But it's definitely moving in the direction of the Clippers. If the Clippers are 5-11 ATS as a favorite, that's not good. But again, we're dealing, it seems like, with a completely different Clippers team over the last 2.5 weeks right now than that Celtics. The Celtics have been also dramatically improved here of late. Clippers are 6-10 to the under as a favorite. Celtics are 7-11 to the under on the road. Clippers have gone under in 10 of their last 15, and Boston's gone under in 6 of their last 9. These two teams met back on November the 16th, and the Celtics won at home 121-118, and that's when the Clippers weren't looking too good. So, all right, I got to go with the under in this one. In fact, I think you're going to see this total moving here. If you're on with me live right now on Night Moves, there is movement to the under right now in this game. I mean, it is quickly down here to 221.5. Let's get on it now because this one is going to be probably, I'll say it. I think it's going to be 219 or lower. It might be 217, 217.5 by the time this game goes off, I think. And it's moving here right now. Right here, it feels like to the under here as we speak, and I like it under in this one. Let's go to the chat here right now. It's already down to 220.5 at one major offshore square book as we speak right here on Night Moves. All right, here we go. And yeah, you know what? Look, the Clipper. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing turnaround. Like they could just turn it on, but can they really turn it on and up against a team now? Look, I still think you got to put the Celtics in there with the elite team, just because of who they are. If they were healthy, they'd be right there too. If they had Tatum in there right now or whatever, and they're still going to be a highly successful team this season. So. They just put themselves in, both of these teams put themselves behind the 8 ball a little bit. Harden under his assist. It's JNR, Clippers. And somebody's going to need a pace. I don't know. I think he's talking about Harden, but he might be talking about me. Mr. Westwood says the Clippers have played a very, very weak schedule here of late. Absolutely. I mean, who have they really beat? Well, they beat Detroit. They beat Houston. I'd give them that. Pritchard over on his points. All right. I guess that's it. I'm on the under in that game, but I'm still kind of ironing it out. Now, look, if you look at the spread, Celtics are clearly the better spread team this season, but the Clippers are the hotter spread team right now, and they're playing up to their potential. That's just it. They're playing better. All right, that's it for the NBA. Thanks, everybody. Great job, man. We got that one knocked out of the park. We better go to college basketball here since Mr. Weskers is here, and we want to talk the 10 best games on the card tomorrow. And we won't spend a lot of time on it. This is a long show, and there's not only that, there are 12 hockey games tomorrow, I believe. But this is all about college basketball, and I'm going to be firing away with my premiums tomorrow over at Tony's Picks. So let's go to the college board here and cover some of the again, I think these are the I don't know. I tried to pick the 10 best games of the day. Hope we didn't miss them all. It's a heavy card to start early with 3 great games right away out of the block, including Virginia and NC State here at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific. This one's an hour earlier than the regular start, noontime starts. You have UVA coming in here 11-2, ranked 21st in the country right now for the Cavaliers. They're up against NC State, winners of 3 straight. They're 10-4. Virginia actually lost their last game here coming in to Virginia Tech, 95-85 on New Year's Eve. Meanwhile, NC State beat Wake 70-57 for their third straight victory coming into this one. So looks like a good game. Man, there's a lot of good games here today. Let's take my word for it. Virginia's won 6 of their last 7. They've won 12 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams overall. NC State is 5-1 straight up in their last 6, 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games overall coming in. Virginia's gone over in 5 of their last 7. They've also gone over in 5 straight on the road. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. NC State's trended under here a little bit, but let's see what you have here. Virginia did go over in both of their 2 true away games. All right, here we go with nothing from the chat. I'm just going to have to make my call here with this one between Virginia and NC State. I'll take the over in this one. Give me the over 153.5 here, maybe 153.5. I'll take the over. Here's Cal Dog. He likes NC State in this one. Okay, I'll let Cal Dog handle the side here. I can't disagree with him right there. I think for me, look, they're favored by 5. That might be a little bit much, but again, they've had a good run in this series for sure. So we'll see. You look at this total, man, and I'm going over. And, this isn't your typical Virginia, it feels like, anymore, right? When you're talking about their scoring, their totals a little bit. We know Virginia back in the day with their coaching, 2 consecutive coaches that kind of adhered to the same philosophy that they were low-scoring teams. But right now, it hasn't been the case necessarily. Viral's here and likes it over. CalDog says this one will be close, but like I said, Virginia here 7-3 to the over in their last 10 overall as well. So, although I will give pause that the Virginia Tech game was 180 points in that game, but it was 3 overtimes. It was going under in regulation. It was at the end of regulation, there was 110 points scored. Then the 3 overtimes actually ended up scoring 70 points. So, yeah, but I'm going over. I'm not swayed by it. Next up, Kentucky and Alabama here with Bama favored by 5. Number 14 ranked in the country. Alabama 10-3 coming in. UK is 9-4 coming into this one. Kentucky has failed to cover in 4 of their last 6 games coming in, but they have won 4 straight with wins over North Carolina Central, Indiana, St. John's, and Bellarmine. Alabama, meanwhile, has won 3 straight with wins over South Florida, Kennesaw, and Yale. Kentucky's just 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games against Alabama. Alabama's gone over in 6 of their last 9 games coming into this one. UK is playing just their second true road game of the season. They're 1-2 ATS as a dog, but Alabama's 5-2 against the spread as a favorite. So see what you got here. Or 5 and I'm sorry. UK is 1-2 to the under as a dog. Alabama's 5-2 to the over as a favorite. Alabama just 3-7 against the spread at home so far this season. Not great. for sure. But again, they've won 5 of their last 6. They just haven't covered some hefty numbers. For example, against Kennesaw, they were favored by 21. They won by 11. Against South Florida, they were favored by 14. They won by 9. So I'm going to take the over in this one with Kentucky and Alabama. I mean, look, we're looking at a total here on the screen, 173, and that's out the window. It's actually 175.5. So I'll take the over here. This one gets both teams close to 90, I'm sure, in this one. Take a look at the last meeting between the two. Alabama scored 99 points here on them last year and also scored, that was in the conference tournament. They scored 96 on them here in Tuscaloosa last year in a 96-83 victory as a 12.5 point favorite. So give me the over in this one. Think about that, how Alabama last year and Kentucky, how decent they, were, but now Alabama's only favored by 5, and we know Kentucky, I mean, they've had some struggles here, and they're not really that good against Bama. I'll still take the over, but maybe I made the wrong pick. Maybe I should have went with the side, because that one does seem, Kentucky's had some issues. Mr. Wesker's going with Alabama for sure there. ATS, Cal Dog, Alabama. And Timmy also. Okay, good. You guys are all over Alabama. That's great, because then I don't have to, I want to say waste the pick, but you guys know you weren't going to change on my opinion, even if I did like Kentucky, but I don't. So I'll take the over, and you guys are on Alabama, and I'm going to write it down here. The chat's on Alabama, because that's what I like also. But let me take the over. All right. Villanova is going to take on Butler here, another noontime start, and this one's closely rated. Butler here 1.5, 146.5 coming into this one. You got a Villanova team who's won 11 of their last 12 coming into this one. Butler 10-4 coming in. Butler just 2-5 ATS their last 7, but they've won 7 of their last 8 games at home. Right now, Villanova, however, 4-1 ATS on the road, 3-1 ATS as a dog this season. Villanova's covered 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, and 14 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Now, Villanova's 0-5 to the under on the road so far, and 0-4 to the under as a dog. But what will they do here? The two teams last year, when they met here at Butler, it was almost a year to the day, 73-65. Villanova got the win in that one. It doesn't feel like they're any worse. Villanova's won the last 3 meetings between the two teams overall. Villanova also won at home 80-70 last year as an 8.5 point dog. So they covered them both. And we said 4-1 overall. So I just think Villanova is a better team overall here, and I'm going to have to take them against Butler here in this one. Look, Butler we know can be tough at home, no doubt about it, but right now they're just 6-4 ATS at home. Here they've won 7 of 8 games at home. The loss was I didn't write it down here, but their recent losses were to Creighton and Connecticut, so certainly a tough schedule here, and Butler has been just fine. But this is a big game, and I'm going to take Villanova in this one. All right, let's see in the chat here what we got. Mr. Weskers, he's loving the college basketball segment. He loves these great matchups. He says Butler possibly here. Timmy at home, Butler says it's hard to win on the road, but Butler at home could be better. Viral's on under here, and let's see, Villanova leads the all-time series here 17-9. Thank you, Mr. Weskers. It makes him like Butler more here. Turn the table a little bit. Cal Dog like a Nova. I'm on Villanova with Cal Dog. Let's go to Auburn and Georgia now. It's only getting more exciting with Auburn on the road here. Georgia favored by 5, the 23rd ranked Bulldogs here on a winning streak right now. They're 12-1 overall. Auburn comes in 9-4. Georgia has been overrated so far with their 3-7 spread record in the last 10 games, but Auburn's just 2-5 ATS against Georgia in the last 7 meetings between the two. Georgia comes in here with a 6-game winning streak. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Georgia's gone over in 5 of their last 7 and 7 of 11 at home. Meanwhile, Auburn's gone over in 9 of 13 this year and are over in 2 of 3 road games and 3 of 5 as a dog. I think I like the over here in this one with Auburn and Georgia, but man, I think Georgia as well. Yeah, they're favored. They have to lay 5 here right now, but just Auburn's 8-4 against the spread their last 12, so they've been covering some numbers. I'm a little bit of trepidation here on Georgia, but I do want them. But I'm going to take the over as my more confident play here. I mean, look, it's at 173. These SEC games, and I can't stop going over on them here. And this one, it's even gone up to 173.5. Let's see what we got here. And Mr. Weskers doesn't want to hear about Georgia right now. Timmy says Georgia at home, hard to win on the road, but he keeps saying that about every game. He says, dogs here for Cal Dog. All right. Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's 2 ways to look at it here right now. Yes, Georgia has a big-time winning streak, but they, end up laying too many points. For example, the last 3 road games, the last 3 home games, they were up against Western Carolina, laying 32.5. They won by 30. And then they were playing West Georgia. They were favored by 36, and they won by 29. And then against Long Island, they were favored by 30 and they won by 15. But when you're playing some weak sisters like that, now you're back into conference play. Can they just turn it up and turn it on here a little bit? Meanwhile, Auburn just beat Queens College by 41 points and covered 25.5. They didn't cover 20 against Chattanooga, though. They have losses here recently also to Purdue and Arizona. Don't forget, talking about the Auburn Tigers. Viral Industries likes Georgia here. I probably agree with them. Next up, Kansas is taking on Central Florida. Big 12 action here with Kansas on the road here against Central Florida. Now, look, don't overlook this Central Florida team. It feels like at home, and this one is a dog against the Jayhawks right now. Kansas is 10-3 coming in. They're ranked 17th. Central Florida is unranked, but they have a winning streak coming in here for sure. They have consecutive wins here. They just beat FAU. They did not cover in an 85-80 win as a 7.5-point favorite. They covered against FGCU. They covered against Mercer. They covered against Towson. And they're getting the points here from Kansas. Now, Kansas did win here last year, 99-48. But later on, Kansas won at home, 91-87. Central Florida covered, and Central Florida also covered in their meeting at the Big 12 tournament. So you do have, to me, I want to take Central Florida here in this game. Central Florida comes in here just 2-1 against the spread as an underdog. Kansas has great numbers as a favorite this year. I wouldn't even look at the trend here. They're 7-1 ATS right now as a favorite, and in their last 8 games, they've won 7 of their last 8. But just 2-6 straight up on the road in their last 8 games overall are the Kansas Jayhawks, and one of those was to NC State a couple of weeks ago. Other than that, they were, and some of those do date back a little bit to last year, but nonetheless, Central Florida's won 10 straight games, 7 straight games at home, and I think they're going to be able to do this here. I think they're going to take them. I like them to beat Kansas here. I'll take plus the points, though, just in case. I'm going to take Central Florida in this one. As far as the total is concerned, I mean, you do have Kansas. Talk about their success on the road as a success as a favorite. They're also 1-7 to the under as a favorite. So you know what usually happens when they're the favorite. I mean, it's usually a low-scoring game. Just will that help the Jayhawks here, or will it be okay for the Knights? Viral likes KU. And Mr. Wesker isn't going to back Kansas right now. And Timmy says they'll win on the road. Mr. Wesker, they'll win, but it's going to be a struggle, right? And it's only 3. Look, if it were more, I'd probably be in premium spot with these two. UCF is just 1-2 to the under as an underdog here. It's a get back spot for the Jayhawks. All right, that's it for that one, it looks like. Aren't these games great? How about Baylor taking on TCU here? Baylor coming in 10-2, TCU 10-3. Teams are unranked here right now, but TCU comes in on a winning streak. Still, they're just 3-5 against the spread as a favorite here. Baylor, meanwhile, 1-2 against the spread on the road so far. Baylor with consecutive wins and covers over Norfolk, Alcorn, and Southern, as they have won 6 of their last 7. But Baylor just 2-5 ATS in their last 7 games overall against TCU. TCU's gone under in 4 of their last 5 games overall and 7 of their last 10. Baylor's been almost all overs here this season. They're 9-11 to the over. But I'm going under in this game. I don't know if the trends necessarily reflect it. This is my own handicap here for sure. TCU just 2-4 ATS in their last 6, but they have won 5 of their last 6 at home and 5 straight overall. Baylor 4-2 ATS in their last 6. They've gone over in 8 of their last 9, like I said. But I've got the under here as my play between Baylor and TCU at 150, 153, and it's already gone up to 154. So I'll probably hold off here a little bit. It's going to go up a little more, but I do have this one under. Baylor money line for Mr. Weskers. He says this is a great college card. Wait till the hockey. North Carolina taking on SMU here in ACC action on Saturday with basically a pick'em here right now. In fact, I think this one maybe has moved just a little bit. Let me see if I can get the latest line here with this one. I know we've seen it tick to Carolina here, I think, is probably just about a 1.5 point favorite right now. And the total is at 157, maybe 156.5. But Carolina has gained favoritism here overnight. It looks like over SMU, and why not? I mean, I feel like that's the right spot. Carolina's looking pretty good here. All of a sudden, wins and covers over FSU and ECU. They beat Ohio State. Yeah, they didn't cover in that one, but they rolled East Tennessee. They are 9-5 ATS so far this season, 6-4 ATS as a favorite. SMU, meanwhile, they did win and cover against Fullerton at home last time out, but they failed to cover against Central Arkansas. They lost at LSU by 12 in a game that they were only 1.5 point dogs. They did beat A&M on the road, but they lost at Vanderbilt by 20 as an 11-point dog. So see what you have here in this one. For me, you got a North Carolina team 4-11 to the under so far this season, but SMU 8-5 to the over, 3-1 to the over as an underdog. Maybe I will go to the total here. Let me see if you guys are interested in this one, North Carolina and SMU. No, not really. Timmy does like the over, though, there. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the way that I was looking as well with that. Maybe I should take it. I mean, you got Carolina over here in 4 of their last 5 on the road. SMU's gone over in 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one. But I think I'm on Carolina here at -1.5 now. Give me North Carolina to win on the road against SMU. All right. How about Tennessee and Arkansas? Top 20 teams meet here in Fayetteville. Tennessee's won 3 in a row coming in. Good wins here over Louisville. They beat Gardner-Webb, couldn't cover 42.5 because they only won by 42. And then they beat South Carolina State, covered 44.5 in that one. For Tennessee here, just their third true road game of the season. They're an underdog for just the second time this year. They are 1-0 ATS as a dog. Arkansas, though, meanwhile, 7-3 ATS at home, 4-2 ATS here as a favorite. And Arkansas's won 5 of their last 6 overall, covered 7 of their last 8 overall. Meanwhile, Tennessee just 2-4 ATS in their last 6 games, despite going 10-3 straight up in their last 13. Tennessee has defeated Arkansas in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. 9 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Arkansas 6-4 to the over at home, and over in 5 of their last 6 games overall. So I like Arkansas here in this one to win and cover at home against Tennessee. Tennessee has won the last 4 meetings between these two teams. In fact, they won here at Arkansas 2 years ago, 92-63. Last year's meeting was a 76-52 win for Tennessee at home, laying 11.5. But I'm going to take the Hogs here and lay the points 2.5 in this one. Total 158. See what you got here. Let's see. Tennessee for Timmy says this will be a SEC tournament game, or maybe the big tournament. The Razorbacks money line here for Mr. Weskers. All right, looks like I'm worn out the troops except for my guys in here. LSU taking on A&M. You know, we're talking SEC basketball here with me on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. LSU coming in here 12-1. They are unranked, but they are moving up. A&M, meanwhile, 10-3. They've won 3 straight right now. Wins over Jacksonville, East Texas A&M, and Prairie View. LSU, meanwhile, rolled SMU, Southeast Louisiana, Prairie View, and Southern Miss. And let's see how you have it here with LSU and A&M. A&M favored at home here by 5.5 right now. Maybe it's down to 4, or maybe it's down to 5. It could be even going down to 4.5. I'm going to call it 5. The total's dropped here too, a couple of points to 167.5, and I can see why. When you're looking at these two. Now, Texas A&M is 10-3 to the over, 9-1 to the over at home, but this is a pretty good under series between these two. It's hardcore, actually, between LSU and Texas A&M. It's almost dead under between these two teams. Let me get it for you here. Okay. Let's see here. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under here, and I think with that move to the under at 167.5, I'm going to ignore the A&M trends to the over here. These two teams met last season, and they both were way under. A&M won 66-52 in the conference tournament. Also, they won the regular season game 68-67. So both games were in the 120-130 range last year. So I've got to go under in this one big time. Even though these two teams, I mean, they are trending over here, especially A&M right now. Also, LSU, only the second time this season they've been an underdog. First time was against Texas Tech, and they got blasted by 24 points. So probably A&M might be the side. They're 4-2 ATS in their last 6. LSU just 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games against A&M, going 1-4-1 against the spread. Now LSU, great record so far, no doubt about it. But I'm going to take the under here, and man, I'll probably be finding my way to A&M. All right, let's see what we got here. Cal Dog liking LSU. Timmy says it'll be close. Take the point. LSU plus the points. All right, I've got only one night game here, really, and that's going to be Purdue and Wisconsin here with the Boilers on the road, 6.5 at Whiskey here. Total 151. All right. Well, and look, I mean, hey, we know Purdue is having a great year here, and yeah, Wisconsin isn't quite up to speed necessarily with the Boilers here, but I don't know. Getting points at home against this team, I think I'm more interested in Wisconsin here. Purdue is, of course, 12-1, ranked fifth. Wisconsin coming in here off of a couple of wins right now against Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and Central Michigan. They did lose to Villanova and Nebraska. Purdue is 8-5 against the spread so far, 3-0 against the spread on the true road. They're also 6-4 ATS as a favorite. Meanwhile, Wisconsin 0-2 ATS as a dog so far. Purdue is 4-9 to the under this season, including 0-3 to the under on the road and 3-7 to the under as a favorite. So, yeah, you look at this heads-up series, and last year Wisconsin did win the only meeting. It was at Purdue, 94-84. Purdue got the win as a 10-point favorite here, but I'm gonna end up taking Wisconsin here plus the points. Give me the Badgers plus 6.5 against Purdue here in this one. If you want to comment in the chat, let me know. But I'm going to take a whiskey here at home plus these points. Wisconsin's won 8 in a row at home. Pretty weak schedule, but they've won 9 of their last 13 overall. And Purdue is just 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 games against Wisconsin overall. Purdue's won 12 of 13. They're 7-1 in their last 8 ATS overall, but I'm going to take Wisconsin here. 6-1 against Purdue, last 7 matchups between the two teams. Cal Dog liking Purdue, -5 here. And Timmy says it is sometimes frustrating watching Wisconsin, isn't it? That's it for the basketball. That was a great segment, man. You guys were crushing it there in the chat. Made my job easy. Let's get going. Got this big NHL card that everyone has been waiting for. I mean, the way I'm having a good run of winners here, I think that's what they want. I got papers all over. But we did go 3-1 yesterday here on Night Moves. We had what did we had the Kraken in that game against Seattle. We had against the Canucks there, Seattle there last night. In that game. And what was the other one here? Oh, Minnesota. We had Minnesota there over Anaheim yesterday. Yes, we did. So Seattle got the win 4-3. Minnesota got that win as well. We did lose. We had Florida in the Outdoor Classic. The Outdoor Classic wasn't that great of a game, huh? 5-1 there. It's weird. It's different at night, though. I mean, it's cool that we played an outdoor game in Florida. It's cool that we played it at night in a roof. But I don't know. The Outdoor Classic, I want it to be in the daytime. I want it to be daylight when it's played, I think. I think that's more interesting, right? The sun is out, shining on the ice. It was still cool, but I don't want it at night. I know it might be harder to play in the daytime. I get it. Okay, here we go. We'll start it off here with the Penguins taking on the Red Wings. NHL action here for Saturday, 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time in this one, with Pittsburgh coming in here 18-12-9. Detroit 24-14-4. Hey, pretty good matchup right now with Pittsburgh on a 3-game winning streak here over Chicago, Carolina, and yes, these Detroit Red Wings 4-3 at home. Penguins just got the win over them. So will they return the favor here against Detroit? Will Detroit return the favor here against Pittsburgh in this one? Let's see what you guys have in the chat between these two. Do have Detroit here 14-7 at home so far. They're also 11-8 as a favorite. Pittsburgh just 10-14 as a dog here right now. So see how you have this one here on Saturday. Let me make sure we're ready to go here. Uh, Pittsburgh has won 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two. Detroit's won 10 of their last 14 coming in. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over, and Pittsburgh is 14-10 to the over as a dog. 5 of the last 6 meetings here in Detroit have gone over, and Pittsburgh's gone over in 4 of their last 5. I think I'm going to play it safe here. I'm going to take the over in this one between Pittsburgh and Detroit. I think Detroit may be the more profitable entity at home. Pittsburgh, and not always so great on the well, 9-6 on the road, but again, Detroit 14-7 at home. So I don't know. The price might be a little bit too much here. I'm just going to take the over in this one. Here's Timmy Two Shoe. He's on the Red Wings. Cal Dog, like in Detroit. Timothy Hawk on the Red Wings. And Cal Dog says he can't even barely waking up here with these early games. Gibby to get the win here, says Timmy Two Shoes. Where's Greg tonight? All right. Raymond for a point. DeBrincat for a point. All right. Next up, we've got the Sabres taking on the Blue Jackets here. Hey, every Sabres game right now is must-watch TV as long as this winning streak is still intact. They've won 10 in a row. They've won 7 in a row on the road. They're taking on a Columbus team that's been doing pretty well here of late, having won 3 of their last 4, although they did lose to New Jersey back on New Year's Eve. 3-2 in that one, stopped their 3-game winning streak. But the Blue Jackets have a nice run here. But still, look at this price for the Sabres. 10-game winning streak, no respect, just $1.15 on the road. Columbus has still lost 12 of their last 18, and they've lost 6 of their last 9 games at home. Now, we said, right, Columbus 9-2 as a favorite this year. But Buffalo 11-11 as a dog. Oh, does that mean, man, is Columbus the favorite now? Yeah, you know what? Some of the books have moved Columbus to let's call it a pick 'em. Let's call it a pick. Well, I'll leave it. I'm taking the Sabres. So let me leave it $1.15. I don't want anybody to think I'm taking advantage of the line here, but I think I like the Sabres here in this one, and I'm going to take them. We've already been on them. We're not getting off of them. You know what? The better play to me here actually could be the over, but I'll take the Sabres here. 13 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Columbus is over here. Well, let's see. Yeah, 6-4 to the over in their last 10. Is that right? 4 of the last 6 meetings have gone under. So, all right, give me Buffalo here to keep it going. Win number 11 coming here. Cal Dog is liking the Sabres. Then this got to be an under. I don't know. I was thinking over, actually. A Coil to get a point here. Keep it moving. This is going to be a great card today. We're seeing the board well. Mammoth here on the road, taking on the Devils here. Utah, 19-19-3. New Jersey, 21-17-2. New Jersey had their losing streak snapped last time with that win at Columbus, 3-2. They were in a bit of a slump. Utah, meanwhile, comes in here off of a win on the road against the Islanders. I kind of like Utah's position here in this game. Now, granted, they lost against Nashville at home, but Nashville's playing well. They lost at Colorado 1-0. Lost to this New Jersey team at home 2-1 back on December 19th. But I don't know. I might be able to get going here with the Utah. Now, look, the Devils, to be fair here, they are just 1-8 in their last 9 games at home right now. 1-4 straight up in their last 5 overall. Utah's lost 14 of the last 20 here, this franchise anyway, and 6 of the last 8 they've lost here in New Jersey. Utah's gone under in 5 of their last 7 on the road. New Jersey's gone under in 8 of their last 9 games coming in here. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. I want to take Utah, but might need some chat support. All right, Stan Don Biz, he's watching the news. I've got the 4 news channels up here watching but remember, it's about, I'm not supposed to talk about politics here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. this is even I've got to realize this something's got to be done. Okay, here we go. Mr. West with New Jersey Devils, easy money, see it and walk away. Go Utah, says Viral. Maybe this is the one, but Mr. Wester's, Cal Dogs on New Jersey. You guys like New Jersey a little bit, so let me go to the total. I really like the total better, anyways. Give me the under here with Utah and New Jersey. You guys are clearly liking New Jersey here a little bit to get back on them. Even Timmy Chushu's going to smack them as well. So, all right. And Timothy Hawk is on the under here with me. So let's go under here. Like I said, these two teams definitely hardcore unders here of late. And 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone under. All right. Next up. And now, I'm not supposed to talk about it here but it is obviously a huge story right now that the United States has captured Nicolas Maduro and his wife. Obviously, so Trump wanted the Nobel Peace Prize, and he's going to end up putting the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize as president of Venezuela. How about that for a story? Well, I got to talk sports here, but this is a big story breaking right in front of my eyes here. We're going to wrap up this show so I can, right? They're going to make, right? You're going to see, uh, 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 Maria Corteno. I'm trying to think of her name. She won the Nobel Peace Prize there. All right, I gotta go here and talk sports here right now. Machado, Maria Corina Machado. All right. I didn't realize that had happened with the capture of Maduro here. That certainly was just in the last few minutes here. I was had these broadcast on. All right, here we go. I lost my place. Flyers. The Flyers are taking on the Oilers, everybody. And here we go with the Flyers on the road. They're a big dog here to the Oilers, but man, the Oilers are pretty up and down here. I don't mind. The Flyers are 20, 12, and 7. Edmonton, 20, 15, and 6. Nice little game here for sure. But $1.70, I'm not going to be down with that. Philly is 9 and 7 on the road. They are 10 and 18 as 10 and 16 as an underdog here. Edmonton 10 and 4 at home right now. So Philly is just 2 and 4 in their last 6 against Edmonton. They're just 1 and 5. Is that price right? $1.25? No, it's $1.75, $1.70. I knew, otherwise I was like, if I make that mistake, I'm certainly going to switch here on the fly. No, it's $1.70 here in this one. There we go. But that's going to be too high of a price for me. It's probably going to put me on Philly, even though this is kind of a bad stop for Philly. They really haven't had much success here. Maybe the over could be the better to look here. Edmonton 12 and 5 to the over at home. Philly 16 and 10 to the over as a dog here. So that sounds a little more solid, actually. Philly's gone over in 5 of their last 7, also over in 4 of their last 6 on the road, and Edmonton over in 15 of their last 20 games at home. See if you guys have a comment here on this one between Philly and Edmonton right now. And let's see here. Timothy here is on the Oilers, -1, getting those updates about Maduro getting captured here. Got something to do while I'm handicapping the rest of this college card and getting the plays out. Mr. Wesker's liking the oil here, though. Cal Dog on the Flyers. How about on the puck line, huh? And McDavid, anytime goal here for Timmy Chushu. All right. Since there's a little bit of a discrepancy in the chat there, I will take the over as my play if you don't mind. I think I'm on Philly here, but over here for me in this one seems like a much more solid situation. Canadians here on the road taking on the Blues. Montreal 22, 12, and 6. St. Louis comes in 16, 8, and 8 in this one. Montreal here, look, I think they've won 2 in a row. They're a good road team, man. 12 and 3 on the road. playing pretty well here right now. They're 10-7 as a favorite. I think they can get this one done. They're playing really well right now. St. Louis beat VGK 4-3 there yesterday. Montreal comes in here with a day off. St. Louis had to be stoked winning that game at home against the Golden Knights. It was a noontime start, an early game. They took advantage and won it. I think Montreal comes in here and wins this one as a favorite on the road here. I like the Canadiens to win this one. They are just 1-4 in their last 5 against St. Louis, but they've won 5 of their last 7 overall. I like Montreal. I like my Canadiens here, but one of the best road teams in the league to win on the road at St. Louis here on Saturday. All right, Canadians I knew. See, I don't have to worry about it when I know that everybody be on. Although Mr. Weskers does like the Blues here. But I don't know. We got 3 or 4 of us on the Canadians here. And Bennington's in, right? Okay. Blues on the back-to-back there. Lightning here taking on the Sharks. 2 hot teams, man. Come on. We know the Lightning are among the hottest teams for sure right now. They are scorching. But the Sharks have won 3 in a row here all of a sudden. Don't forget about the Sharks. Consecutive wins here over Vancouver, Anaheim, and Minnesota. We had the Sharks in that game against Minnesota. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay here got a great winning streak going on, 6 games in a row. They won 9 of the last 11 meetings against San Jose. They went 5-1 their last 6 on the road. San Jose's won 6 of their last 9 games here, man. Don't sleep on me. I'm taking Tampa Bay on the puck line. Who am I kidding? Give me Tampa Bay here on the road to win this one and cover the puck line here. San Jose just 1-4 in their last 5 at home against Tampa. Still, Tampa not great on the puck line, no doubt. 10-22 is a puck line favorite. San Jose 27-12 is a puck line dog. But still, here you got one of those road teams in Tampa Bay, 13-4 overall on the road. Maybe the over is probably the better spot here. Tampa 18-14 to the over is a favorite. They've gone over in 5 of their last 6, and San Jose's gone over in 7 of their last 8, including 5 of their last 6 at home. So that could be a possibility if you don't want to lay that big price, maybe the over. But I'm going to try Tampa Bay here as a puck line favorite. All right, we know Mr. Wesker's on the Sharks. Timothy Hawk's on the over here. Chernishaw for a point just off the bus, and here he is. And we got it right. We named all the guys. I mean, it wasn't hard, but we pretty much nailed the, didn't we? The U.S. Olympians there, but, I mean, everybody knew it. Cal Dog liking the over in this one. And, man, there are games all over the place here. What a great night for sports. We're almost done with this card, and I'm just enjoying it tremendously halfway through this NHL action. I'm trying to hurry, though. I do want to watch this Venezuela coverage. Here, we're going to bring Maduro to trial. All right, Predators here taking on the Flames. Predators 18-4. Can't stop betting the Predators. Am I going to do it again here against the? This feels a little different. I don't know. Flames here a favorite at home, where they've done pretty well. They're 18. Both teams are 18-4. All right. Calgary winners of 3 straight here, and they're $1.30 favorite, 12-5 at home. And yeah, Nashville is 9-18 as a dog. Maybe I'm just gonna I might take a day off from betting the Nasties here a little bit. Maybe can look to the total, but I'm still not even sure about that. I know that Nashville here 11-16 to the under as a dog, and they've gone under in 4 of their last 6. I think the tiebreaker in the whole thing might be the fact that the line is obviously it's 5.5, pretty much 5.5 flat, 5.5 over 15, and 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Yes, Calgary's a big time over this season, 24-16, but they are just 10-9 to the over at home. So most of their overs come on the road. So I'm going to just take the over here in this one between the under, of course. Let me get it right here. The under. 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two have gone under. That's kind of my tiebreaker in this one. like I said, Nashville's been going under a little bit here of late. So give me the under in this one, Predators and the Flames. All right. And the Predators could give Calgary a loss. Look, Timmy, we've been on this Nashville team. We haven't won them all. Yeah, they did get beat at Seattle last time out, but they're playing some of their best hockey, and we've kind of got them on at the right time. If there's one thing I do right in this with this handicap is we get on a team at the beginning of their streaks. Maybe we ride them too long, but all right, Timothy on the over here right now, and Timmy on the Preds. Okay. I'm probably gonna. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. Maple Leafs and Islanders in this one. You got Toronto here on the road in a pick'em game against the Isles. Real intriguing. Toronto here 19-15-6. Islanders 22-15-4. Toronto winners of 2 straight over the Devils and the Jets. They've been playing well, no doubt about it here of late, but they're 5-10 on the road, not their best spot. And the Islanders have been pretty strong here, 12-8 at home right now. Toronto here 1-4 in their last 5 on the road, and 2-5 in the last 7 against the Islanders overall. So I think that just has me a little bit worried because, man, I want to take the Leafs here, but we've been so good with the Isles at home a little bit. Maybe I can look to the total here. You got the Islanders have gone over in 14 of the last 20 meetings with New Jersey overall. Yeah, the Islanders have been trending under here a little bit, but they're still 8-6 to the over as a favorite. Are they a favorite yet? Maybe the Islanders are a slight favorite. There's one book that has the Maple Leafs as a favorite, so I don't think we can really ride that out here. Toronto's won the last 2 meetings, although it was just yesterday's game was 2-1 here in favor of what was that score? 2-1 Isles won here last year. A year to the day. Okay, or it was on the 2nd of last year. Okay, I gotcha. Islanders won here 2-1. So let me see what you guys got. This feels like the toughest game for me. I might have to. I might be on another total here actually. All right, here we go. I want to say hello to Tough Nation in the chat. He's got the Panthers on the money line tomorrow. I think he's talking about the football game. And I want to just say hello to Tough Nation for joining us in the chat. Thank you, Tough Nation. Cal Dog Islanders here. Maple Leafs 4. Timothy Hockey says with Bo Horvat out. Also here, Riddick is better than Wool. The Isles play good D. Cal Dog liking it under. Okay. And Mr. West says always going to fade the Leafs. I mean, look, the Islanders this is where they're the best, it feels like, but all right. Yeah, I might be a little contrarian here a little bit. Might put my value meter up. I've got the Toronto Maple Leafs. And not to go against Mr. Weskers right after I said his quote there, but Robot Glock likes the Owls on the puck line. But which one, Robot? You have them as a favorite, laying big money. You're going to take it plus 175 or so, minus 1.5? Or is it plus 1.5, minus 225? Okay. That's it for that one. Man, that's a tough one for me. Let's keep going. We're almost done here, guys. What a great show we're having here tonight. The Jets are taking on the Senators. Senators, $1.45, 5.5 with Merlanen and Hellebuck. Man, the Jets still can't get out of their own ways. The losing streak continues here right now for Winnipeg. They've now lost 8 in a row, 5 straight on the road. They have beat Ottawa in 5 of the last 6 meetings here in Ottawa, and also 6 of the last 8 meetings overall. Meanwhile, Ottawa's lost 6 of their last 9 games at home, but they've been playing just a little bit better here of late. They did beat Washington the other night. Yeah, they had 3 losses in a row, but they were a little bit hot before that. I don't know here. Winnipeg, man, they're playing so bad, but this feels like the spot where they finally have got to win one. over Ottawa. Can they do it? Ottawa won back in December 3-2 in Winnipeg right now. And let's take a look here. Maybe the total, though. Look, these two teams are over teams. We know that. Ottawa, 17-12 to the over as a favorite. Winnipeg, 9-5 to the over as a dog. 4 of the last 5 meetings have gone under. Oh, all right, man. Let me see if anybody likes anything in the chat. Right. Thank you, Robot Glock. Thank you. Lay it. Take it. Oh, plus 220? Oh, yeah, I can see why you're doing that. I thought it was under $2 for the plus money. Wow. No doubt. Okay. Over says Timmy Two Shoes. It'll be a shootout, says, you mean Cal Dog? It'll be a shootout like it's going to be 4-3 or 5-4, or it'll be a shootout like it's going to go to a shootout and someone's going to win. Timmy Two Shoes says Claude Giroux for a point. All right. I'm on the Jets to break this losing streak. Give me the Jets on the road here against the Senators. Hellebuck got to come through. Man, this has been a disastrous stretch here. The one thing is, look, in some of the games, Winnipeg did hang in there. They just lost to Toronto on New Year's Day. They scored 5 goals finally. They've had problems in some games scoring. Cal Dog says high scoring. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, these two teams, that's what I'm thinking. You got two teams that are pretty high-scoring teams that may allow the Jets to get home finally, since Ottawa is, look, they're over 500. Make no mistake, this Jets slump has put them among the worst teams in the league all of a sudden. Blackhawks and Capitals here. What an interesting one this is. Blackhawks 15-18-7 right now. Washington 21-15-5. Got Washington here, a massive 265 favorite. Chicago's actually won a couple games here. They beat Dallas twice, but that's the only team they can beat, it seems like. And Chicago 1-5 in their last 6 against Washington, 1-6 straight up, last 7 on the road. Washington at least has won 8 of their last 12 at home. You know, Washington 13-13 is a puck line favorite, one of the best puck line favorites in the league. There's no doubt Chicago very solid. 27-11 is a puck line dog, but I'm going to lay it here as my only puck line favorite of the day. I'm taking the Caps here on the puck line to roll over Chicago here. Teams have not met yet so far this season. Washington's gone over in 5 straight. Chicago's gone over in 4 of their last 6, and the series has gone over in 10 of their last 14. Maybe the over might be the way to go here, but I'm going to go with the Caps on the puck line. Next up, we've got the Avalanche taking on the Hurricanes here, with the Wedgwood going up here against Busey. And man, what a record for this guy right now for Busey. Yeah, he finally tasted defeat here, but that makes this one that much more of an interesting game, with Colorado coming in playing so incredible right now again, and they're only $1.40 favorite here on the road, right? Is this one of those that they finally can taste a loss, or will they win once again? They're 30 with 30 wins, 2 losses, and 7 shootout overtime losses here, but still they're the best team in the league here right now. Carolina just 1-2 as an underdog this season, just a 3rd time as a dog. These two teams met earlier this season. Colorado won it. Carolina won it 5-4 at Colorado in a shootout in that one. So you got to wonder if this one also will be a close game here on Saturday with I believe Busey here in goal. What are they saying on the site, though? I see some of the sites actually have Anderson listed, but see what you have here. This is going to be the game of the night, obviously, between Colorado here and Carolina. I think Colorado knows it too, though. Okay, here we go. Over here for Timothy Hawk. Cal Dogs on the abs here. This could be 2-1, 2-2, something like that, huh? Yeah, I'm actually very hesitant on the total. Obviously, Colorado plays to the under, and Carolina plays to the over. I think that is understood. But overall, when these two teams have met, when uh, Colorado meets Carolina, they've gone over in five straight meetings. Now I know that, yeah, they play just twice a year, but Carolina's also gone over in five of their last seven. The only dumb thing about the fact that five straight meetings have gone over is that 10 of the last 13 meetings, that's basically 13 years, has gone under 10 of the last 13 at the Hurricanes under. But long-term trends in the interconference, I don't think make as much sense as the short-term trends there, if you know what I mean. So I've got Colorado here to win this one. I'm taking the Abs to win in this one over Carolina as a favorite. Let me know what you have. This one's going to be a great game. Hey, there's Greg. He got here. He says the Canes are terrible now. They have not played that well. That's kind of why I'm on Colorado. Losses to Pittsburgh and Montreal. They also beat the Rangers. Didn't look that good. They did hammer Detroit. They looked pretty good in that one. Canes, though, for Mr. Westers. He likes them on the puck line, though, there at the -$2. Hang in there, right? Colorado looked terrific against St. Louis. They crushed the Kings. Yeah, VGK and Utah, those were close games. They were threatened in those. Obviously, the VGK game, of course, was a shootout as well. And so, all right, I'm taking Colorado here. We're almost done with the show. Let's keep it moving here right now with the Wild taking on the Kings. Oh boy, here come the Wild. I mean, how could you pass on the Wild in this game, right? I mean, the Kings are so bad at home, and the Wild are quite good at on the road. They're almost Kings-like. Well, Kings have lost two in a row here to Tampa Bay and Colorado. Minnesota beat Anaheim here yesterday, so it is a back-to-back that has to be considered. But still, Minnesota 12-6 on the road, 12-7 as an underdog. Been playing some strong hockey here. The Kings, not so much. The Kings have actually been struggling here right now. They've lost 4 of their last 5 at home. They've lost 8 of their last 10 overall. Minnesota's won 10 of their last 13. My algorithm here says it's Kings tonight, but I can't do it. I think the Minnesota Wild can win this one here over the Kings tonight. Going to ignore the algorithm. Kings are 6-12 to the under at home. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two have gone under, and 5 of the last 6 meetings here in LA have gone under, and 7 of the last 10 for the Kings have gone under. So maybe it will be a low-scoring game, but I'm going to take Minnesota in this one. 3-2 Wild for Greg. Glad you made it, Greg. And I'm going to do one last game, then I want to go check this out here. Bruins and the Canucks here with Swayman going up against Lankinen here. Boston 21-18-2. They finally won. Beat Edmonton on New Year's Eve 6-2. Vancouver, meanwhile, they might be the worst team in the league here right now. Yeah, they did pull off a win there against Seattle the other night, but Seattle came back and paid them back. Right now, Vancouver's lost 5 straight at home, but Boston's lost 6 of their last 7 overall. It really makes it kind of tough here. Which end of the bargain do you want to take right now? Boston's gone over in 5 of their last 7. Vancouver's gone over in 5 of their last 6. Coming in right now, I'm just going to take the over with these two, with Boston and Vancouver. Boston 17-12. I'm sorry, Vancouver 17-12 to the over as a dog, and 13-5 to the over at home. I think the show's over, everybody. Baldy to get a goal, Mosier to get a goal. Thanks, everybody, for a great show. I hope that was a sufficient show there. 2 hours of sports betting talk here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. Hey, if you liked what I had to say, why not head over to Tony'sPicks.com and check out my premium picks? Why not sign up for a 3-day pass? Look, I'm on some other channels, I'm on some other shows. Look at my packages here. You see the cost. These are absolutely my best picks. The one you probably not. Sometimes they go on the air. Sometimes they are. Thank you, Cal Dog. That's cool. I'm going to check that out. Uh, uh, my best picks right here, right there. Because look, these are where I give my best picks. Yeah, maybe we tease them here or there. Maybe we give it out once in a while. But if you want my best picks, better than other, the other shows, the other services, whatever. These are my best picks right here at Tony'sPicks.com every day. So please check it out. Subscribe to these picks right here. They're individual day packages are profit guaranteed as well. Mr. Wesker's got it right. He knows where I'm headed. Mr. Wesker's also not only with we can fade the Sharks, but we'll also fade the Venezuelan oil. Get these gas prices down. All right, that's going to do it, everybody. Thank you so much for tolerating me here, and we had a great show. Make sure you join us here tomorrow with more night moves. And let me get me out of here. There we go. And there we put up the banner, make it official. Make sure you use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15%. All right, that's going to do it for Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you and good night from Night Moves.